In my last video, I talked a little bit about teleportation. One story was about a highway in Argentina, Route 5, where drivers believed that they teleported almost 70 miles in a split second. And today I'm going to go over some more bizarre stories about Route 5 in Argentina. In 1999, a car mechanic, Carlos, was driving down Route 5 when he started to hear an extremely loud buzzing sound. And this sound got so loud that he had to pull over to the side of the road. And while he was covering his ears wondering what the heck was going on, he noticed some strange looking humanoid beings walking right towards him. So Carlos, scared out of his mind, was about to get out and run away. But somehow he instantly teleported about 20 or so feet outside of his car, and these alien beings were nowhere to be seen. He also felt pain throughout his entire body, and he was dizzy and extremely exhausted. Now some believe that Carlos didn't actually teleport. They believe that he was abducted by these aliens, then they wiped his memory, then put him back close to his car. Another similar case in Argentina happened when a man was driving down Route 5 when he saw a strange purple light in the distance. And as he was staring wondering what was causing this light, he noticed a bright fog surrounding his vehicle. Then the next thing he remembered was lying on the ground in an unfamiliar location close to a road. So scared and panicked, he flagged down another driver, and he learned that somehow he traveled almost 1,000 miles, and not that much time had passed. Now later he realized that he had no idea where his car was, so he went back to the last place he remembered. And his car was still there, and this freaked him out even more, as someone or something must have taken him. Or maybe he entered into a wormhole and teleported to that location. Whatever the case may be, this is one very bizarre story. One of the most famous cases of teleportation, or abduction in this region, happened in 1968 when a doctor, Dr. Vidal and his wife, went on a trip to go see their family. The drive was about 70 miles and they had a great time, but instead of going home, they wanted to go see some friends that they hadn't seen in a long time since they were already halfway there. It was about a 2-hour drive, but they never showed up, which was odd because they sounded like they were really looking forward to seeing them. So their friends, concerned, were waiting for them to call to let them know if everything was okay. Then about a day later they did call from the Argentina embassy in Mexico City. Now this was 2,200 miles away. There was no way they could have drove there, and they didn't fly. And Dr. Vidal and his wife did have one crazy story to tell. When they got back home, Dr. Vidal stated that when they were on their way to their friend's house, they decided to take a shortcut, or a detour, and everything was going great until he and his wife noticed a bright fog that was getting thicker and thicker, and then they just blacked out. And when they came to, they didn't recognize where they were or what had happened to them. But unlike the other case, they were still in their car. Then they soon found out that they were in Mexico and about a day or so had passed, and their bodies felt really heavy. It was hard for them to describe. Now the first thing they did once they found out where they were is went straight to the embassy and made some phone calls. And Dr. Vidal told the authorities exactly what had happened to them, and the authorities told them to never speak of this again. And according to Dr. Vidal, they even took possession of their car, and he believes that it was sent to the United States for analysis. Now this case got very famous, and not just in Argentina, but throughout the world. And today a lot of people think that this is a hoax, as no interviewer has ever actually met Dr. Vidal, which is crazy, making me wonder how did this case get so famous if no one has ever actually met him? Maybe they were once real, but since they came forward after they were warned not to, they got erased. You never know, they might have that power. And strangely, a lot of people have stated that they knew Dr. Vidal and that his story was true. But still to this day, journalists and UFOologists, they can't find him. Now even if this is a hoax, the thing I find fascinating is that there are so many people that say the exact same thing. The white fog, the lost time, and waking up many miles away. And most of these people that do come forward are not looking for attention, as they don't even like being interviewed. They just wanted to tell the world their story, and also hopefully try to find some answers. Sometimes these people don't even give their real name, as they don't want people to think they're crazy. Now in my opinion, I think all of South America is a hotspot. There are so many UFO sightings there, it's mind-blowing. And I don't think that these cases that we talked about today are teleportation. I think they are abduction. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.